Welcome back. Today, we're diving straight into a brand new explainer, looking at a legendary rivalry between two absolute German high-performance icons, the Mercedes-AMG C63 Coupe and the BMW M4 Coupe. These are literal titans in the luxury performance segment, but as we're going to see, they appeal to completely different types of drivers.
To figure out what really sets these two heavyweights apart, we're going to break this down into 6 quick battlegrounds: the setup, design and road presence, engine and driving performance, interior and costs, the driving personality scorecard, and finally, the verdict. Let's get right to it.
All right, Section 1, the setup. Pure power versus pure passion. It really all boils down to a massive clash of driving philosophies, doesn't it? Pure power versus pure passion. You're going to want to keep that exact dichotomy in mind as we evaluate literally every single component of these two cars today.
Moving right along to round 1, design and road presence, looks and stance.
You know, the AMG C63 is constantly described as exactly this, a muscle car in a tuxedo. And honestly, it hits the nail right on the head. With that massive long hood, the wide grille, and that incredibly deep throaty exhaust, it's intimidating, but it doesn't feel like it's trying too hard, right? It's mature, yet unapologetically aggressive.
Then, over in the other corner, you have the sharp, lightweight styling of the BMW M4. It just feels a lot younger, and it is heavily track-focused. Now look, its design, especially that highly controversial front grille, is absolutely going to start some arguments for sure. But there is just no denying its pure motorsport identity.
Now, road presence definitely turns heads, but let's be real, looks will only get you so far. What happens when we actually look under the hood?
That brings us to round 2, engine and driving performance, the heart of the beast.
Okay, so if you are the type of driver who loves a thunderous soundtrack and just massive punch-you-in-the-chest low-end torque, the AMG is virtually unbeatable. That handcrafted V8, it provides absolutely brutal, raw acceleration. But that massive engine does make the front end feel pretty heavy. Plus, the fuel economy is, well, not great. Enter the M4. This thing is your precision tool. Razor-sharp steering keeps you completely, almost telepathically connected to the asphalt. Sure, there's some noticeable turbo lag, and you do trade some ride comfort for that perfect cornering balance, but man, it makes the car feel absolutely alive on a track.
All of that power is incredible, but it brings us to a very practical question. What are these cars actually like to sit in, commute in, and maintain when you aren't out there tearing up a track?
So, let's talk about round 3, interior and ownership costs, the cabin and the wallet. Inside, the AMG offers an incredibly rich premium ride. You get luxurious materials, softer seats, and stellar V8 durability. The catch? Well, you are definitely going to pay for that prestige. Maintenance is expensive, and this car has an absolute appetite for chewing through rear tires and brakes. The M4, on the other hand, gives you a highly digital, driver-focused cockpit. It swaps out that plush comfort for firm, sporty ergonomics. It actually gets slightly better fuel efficiency, too. Just keep a close eye on your wallet for complex electronic repairs once that factory warranty expires, because those can be a real headache. So, now that we've gone through the major rounds, looking at design, sheer performance, and daily living, how do they actually score across the board? Let's check out the driving personality scorecard to see exactly where each car dominates.
The division of labor between these two is actually stunningly clear when you lay it all out. The AMG completely sweeps the board when it comes to comfort, luxury feel, exhaust sound, and overall daily usability. It is without a doubt the undisputed king of the street. But flip over to the other side. The BMW takes home the gold for handling, track performance, and pure driver engagement. It's literally built from the ground up to conquer the corners.
Which brings us to Section 6, the final verdict. Which buyer are you?
So let's break this down. The AMG is tailor-made for you. If your ideal car is a luxury muscle car with a massive personality, you want that loud, highly emotional V8 roar. You crave a mix of premium luxury and raw, high-speed cruising power. And let's be honest, you definitely want a car with strong street presence.
However, you should probably walk away from the AMG if you prioritize lightweight dynamics. If you're worried about high fuel costs, or if you prefer razor-sharp precision cornering over straight-line muscle, this brute just isn't going to be your thing. Conversely, you'll want to choose the M4 if you're after a true, dedicated sports coupe. This is really for the purist who demands motorsport-inspired performance. If you want a car that prioritizes absolute driver engagement and perfect balance on twisty canyon roads, this is 100% your machine.
But remember, the M4 is definitely not for you if you want a cushy ride for long road trips. Avoid it if you crave the dramatic, rumbling thunder of a V8, or if you prefer a cabin that prioritizes plush luxury over stiff, track-ready sportiness.
At the end of the day, there really is no universal winner here because both of these vehicles are absolute automotive legends. But they win in fundamentally different ways. The AMG C63, it captures the heart through its sound, its drama, and its sheer brute force. The BMW M4, though, it conquers the mind through its precision, its agility, and pure driving passion.
So, I'll leave you with this final thought as we wrap up this explainer. When you imagine yourself gripping the steering wheel on a wide-open road, which do you actually value more? Emotion or control?